to One Cover Productions, your plug for real student convos, campus culture, and real life stories that inspire. Today's guest is someone who is not just making the waves, but leading them. She's our very own Sani Mutiya, the person everyone talks about now and then. The first female to go for the NUGS president of UMaT. So I would like to delve into her story, her journey from starting level 100 through to where she is today as a NUGS president. Her challenges, her journey, her down moment, her up moment. All you need to know about Mutiya. So first off, I'd like to ask Mutiya, tell us more about you. Who is Sani Mutiya?
Who is Sani Mutiya?
Yes.
That's a tricky question. Okay. So Sani Mutiya it's one little girl. It's a girl who has a dream and who stops at nothing to achieve her dream. That is who Sani Mutiya is. She's one who is obsessed with human. She loves all humans, and regardless of the fact that probably she could be angered by humans, she never hates, and that helps her throughout her journey of meeting human beings every single day of her life.
Wow, that's nice. So Sani Mutiya is a determined woman.
Yes, please.
Achieves her goals.
Always.
Yes, that's nice. First off, let's ask Sani Mutiya, who were you in level 100 before the presidency?
Okay. Who was I in level 100? I guess in level 100 I was an SHS3 girl. Yes. I was one calm, though not quiet, especially in class. I was one person who would talk when I needed to talk. And so that's how people in my class got to know me. I was one person who was always at the study areas. That's how people there also met me. So it's like my whole journey has been one of God's own deciding and putting me at precise places.
God's own story.
God's own story. Because in class, sometimes you just, I think in class, when I was in level 100, I could sit there for over 5 minutes processing whether to raise my hand to talk or not. Because at the end of the day, I did. And that's what made my class know me, because you have to be exceptional some way, somehow.
Yes,
and I was not political. That was in level 100. I was one book long person. That's why I was like any SHS3 person, because when you come from SHS, you have done the midnight candle burning and everything. And so that culture was still with me. I was one who was obsessed with my grades. And in my mind, my grades were everything. And so whatever I would do to make sure at level 100, whatever I would do to make sure that I got the best of grade, I will.
Right. So to you out there who wants to go for a position, Sani Mutiya is telling you that be a book long person.
No.
So tell us, when did you first dream about being the NUGS president or being a leader or taking a leadership position in UMaT?
Level 100 second semester. I was at a hostel which was known as Agrit Hostel. Whoever wants to know can actually ask for the direction. And it's very far from campus. And my boss, as at the time I was in level 100, the school closed at 6:30. And so the bus will leave at 6:30, but library closes at 10. And Mutiya will leave at 6:30. So I would probably stay till 10. So when the library closed and go along the street. And during that time, the Takwa main road was not done.
Yes.
And so that means I would stand there for a while before I get a car, and probably maybe walk to town to get a car. And when I get a car to Achimpim, now Achimpim, I have to take another car to Achim Road to get to my hostel. But normally there are no cars available, so I have to walk, and it was so dangerous. And it got to a time my mom was really scared. So I was like, okay, I got to some female friends in my class, and I told them that I wanted to come and reside with them during my level 100 stay. And so I did. I realized that you are a gender, and as much as the people accept you wholeheartedly, sometimes you are the president, so you feel like, no, these people, I have to give them some space and all those things. So I used to go out of that's on the campus to go and learn, because the reason why I ever even wanted to come to campus was to learn. It was academia. So when I was there, you see this tent, this table, tent that we see here, they were not here. So the ground there in front of ED, Sani Mutiya, who is now the local NUGS president, sat on those floors to learn. There were times where tables out of ED blocks were brought out and the classrooms were locked. I sat outside there to learn. I sat on the stairs of CB1, CB2 to learn.
The whole night?
The whole night.
Wow.
And I would rather probably go to the rooms around 3 a.m., 4 a.m. And to me, it was a worry. Why were the classrooms locked? Why were there no socket? Why is it that when my gadgets run low outside,
you don't have anywhere to charge them?
Anywhere to charge it? If I should get malaria before examination, would any lecturer understand the fact that I did sacrifice my midnight candle? I did everything to make sure that I learned to understand everything. But at that moment in time, I was not fully healthy, and so I couldn't pass my examination well. So those questions just kept popping, and the fact that people were concentrated or judged every SRC in another way, and we forgot the main reason why we are here, which is academia. Regardless, I do believe that even if you want a pass or first class, it's still academia.
Yes, very true.
And so regardless, things that relate to academics are supposed to be put
Prioritized.
in as the very first thing.
Right.
That was to me. So that was where it started. And so I go to the hostel one. I went to my real hostels one, and I just entered the room and I told them I'm going first as president. I believe everyone thought it was a joke, but a book long, like how?
How can you balance the politics with academics?
They didn't see me doing politics because they thought no, Mutiya doesn't have any time for anything. So how? But that was it. And I guess that was where the zeal came from, because it was an experience I had, and that experience was what was pushing me every single day, walking, meeting people, talking to people. It was a push.
So you wanted to give the people something different.
Yes.
Give them a hope that more can be done.
Yes.
Right. And that's good. So throughout the journey from you deciding to go for a position till now, or no, through to campaign.
Yeah.
How has the policies been? The campaign, the speeches, the convincing people. People say politics is messy, but do you think politics is messy, or you think it depends on how you play your cards?
To me, from the time I started my journey till now, it has not been messy for me. I don't know how other people, because other people have their own views and opinions about how politics is being run. But I'm talking about since when I decided to run till today, it has not been messy for me, like being the dirty this one, because that's why I said naturally. So sometimes I believe that the Almighty Allah He has done everything just to favor me, because I never had to do anything messy. I never had to hate someone. I just flow with people. So that's what helped me, because in level 100, if you can, I think in our first semester, I was always around chambers. Look at this. And it was always, you see, we have the blasters, we have this one.
Yes,
and I was one very naive, a bit naive person. And so through that, I knew them, they knew me. They knew that Mutiya would go to the study room and go and sleep. Then I came to KT in the second semester, and I was also always in the study room. So anybody that comes to the study room knew me. So there was a time I couldn't even learn. I don't know what to learn, because everybody knows me anyway. And in the class, I was a bit vocal. Yeah. So my class also knew me, and they were very supportive. That EL3 have been the best.
Supporting you.
The best. Just the best.
All right.
EL3 has been the best along my journey. And so they also knew me. And so God just, like, people just knew me without me knowing them, because of the environment. And if you don't see me, then you come and see me in the library. So it's like, I just kept meeting people even before I decided to go.
In God's own way, He was making you meet different kinds of people.
Different kinds of people, different calibers. And I was able to
network
with them, because I'm somebody who is always against stigmatization. That's why I do advocate for mental health, because I believe I have, if not just believe, I have experienced stigmatization myself in my junior schools. And so I understand how it feels, and because I do understand how it feels, I don't want anybody to feel the same way. And so so because of that, I was able to maneuver myself around everything.
So during your journey, were there bad negative energy, like people say, why is Sani Mutiya going for a person? Can she, like, how can she, what can she do? What does she bring to the table differently? How do you feel?
I felt really bad. I think the first people, I told the first people, some of them were laughing. So the laughter, you can't actually see, are they for you, are they not for you, or do they believe in you, or do they not believe in you? Then others were like, oh, Predodo, why wouldn't you go for secretary? And everything. Why president? But in me, I think I know what a secretary is, and I knew what a president was. Yes. And the fact that I was being driven by things that I saw and I wanted to solve, and the fact that I knew that in an administration, a president has his or her policies, a secretary has her policies, his or her policy, because the secretary could also be a male, so does a treasurer. And normally we all come together to make the very much best choice. But normally, probably, if you are not lucky, you get a president who wants what he or she wants to be done. So when I come for a secretary or a treasurer, then the real thing that was pushing me I don't get it solved, then it's a waste of
Your
time.
goal, your passion.
My passion is
Yes,
not
your
being,
drive. Yeah, I
yes, it's
guess
a waste of time. So to
it.
me, I would rather go, and because I had always had the ideology that victory is not in winning, victory is knowing that I did my very, very best, and I gave my utmost sincerity to the people. That's to me what victory is. And so I was ready to do everything regardless of what, because I had bad night, but it's supposed to be there. You can't have everyone saying you would win.
Very true. You have to have negative energy too,
Yes,
also.
yes,
Right.
yes.
So during your campaign, what made you laugh, or like how was the campaign? Was it tough, or was easy an easy way through, or up and down moments?
I guess it was not an easy way through. There were ups and there were downs. It was not an easy way because, as I said earlier, I was so obsessed with academia. So now it was about balancing those two. And now you have to go to your lecturers and tell them that, because there's another thing for the lecturers to actually accept. So you have that kind of relationship with them where they understand that this
Going
is
for the question,
yes,
yes.
and they know that they don't want probably anything, because some of them do have the ideology that when you go for positions,
You fall
portfolios,
back in
you fall
your
back in your
academics.
CWA.
Yes.
So some of them were against it. Some of them were okay, Mutiya, if because the election happens in the second semester.
Yes.
So my academic details specifically told me that okay, Mutiya, I'm checking your CWA. If you should drop in the first semester, the second semester you won't run, even though you have done the campaign in the first semester. So that was a challenge
They put to you.
they put me in. But I knew myself, I guess, and I knew what my priorities were. I think that's something every individual is supposed to know: what is first and what is second. So because I knew them, probably what is first, I do what is second before I do what is first. Because I know without doing what is first, I won't sleep.
Very true. So if someone watching on this podcast, what would you tell the person are the hidden secrets or the tricks to get your campaign right?
Be you. Just be you. Because trust me, if I wasn't, because sometimes I do sit and I wonder how I got so many people to believe in me. How I got so many people to love me. How I got so many people to campaign for me. So many hands which I never saw and I've still not seen yet. Because right now you just mentioned you saw people posting, and
Yes.
trust me, probably I don't even know these people. I've not
Yes.
met them.
Yes.
And so, and I feel like part of it is because I was always me. I wasn't under any impression or any pressure to be another person to fit what people want. Because when you do that, then you are not you, and it becomes difficult to socialize, to mingle with the people. So my advice would be: make sure you're someone who loves. You're not someone who just get angry. Just like you listen to people. You're someone who has passion, because some people don't have passion for people. That's something we
Yes.
should
Yeah, very
understand.
true.
So you should know yourself first, because it's only when you know yourself
That you can be better at
that you
it.
can better. Because I might have a different path, you might also have a different
Different
path.
path.
But as far as
Very
we
true.
both know ourselves, then we would surely reach our common goal, or the goal we all individually have.
Right. So to you out there, Sani Mutiya says, just be you. Everything will be okay.
Yeah.
So now moving on to you being the NUGS
Next
president. Sorry.
question.
What's the hardest part people don't talk about being the NUGS president?
NUGS being underestimated in UMaT.
All right. How do you see that?
Um, NUGS is because here in UMaT, I think, and not having, I think the students also don't have the knowledge of NUGS. That's another thing. It being that when we take the NUGS constitution, this is what the NUGS president is supposed to do based on the NUGS constitution. Whoever gets the constitution can confirm from there that the NUGS is supposed to be the representative for UMaT at national level. So we go for national programs, we get the feedback from there, and we bring it to
To
the school
SLC, yeah.
to let the students know what's
Okay.
is happening. So we represent, literally it's all administrative works, and we actually normally don't have the funds to actually do a lot of things. But we do try our best. We do some programs with our own funds. But we can't go out explaining to everyone that this is what we did and this is what we did, and people sometimes, and as much as we all have high expectations, sometimes people overburden it. And I feel like it's because they don't actually have the understanding. They don't know what we are supposed to do and everything. And the fact that, and I think the most difficult thing that people also don't know is that as a NUGS president, and to all NUGS aspirants coming, you would have to work. People won't see People will see that well, you would have to work, you would have to have hundreds rejections from companies. You would go and they tell you to come back. There'll be a lot of things because to you, whenever you want to serve the students, you have to go to the companies, you have to go outside, you have to seek the help outside because you
be in search of them, not they
yes,
searching
not
you.
they searching you because a NUGS, like constitutionally, you are assigned to administrative work. So when you want to serve the people, then that is your decision. And if that is your decision, then you should be ready to work.
Right, right. And that's nice. So, being a NUGS president for this short period, what has been your biggest win, or what have you done differently from the past NUGS people or the NUGS people of the past?
Okay. So, me sincerely, in as much as it might not be the biggest, it is one that I am proud of, and it's whenever I pass there, it's just in my heart. That's a summer hat at
Yes.
ED Block. That's because initially, I didn't even know you asked this question, but initially I told you I sat on that ground.
Yeah, very true.
Initially, I told you that there were times my gadgets ran low, and that means I had to stop studying because of that. And so that project was dearest to me. And every single day I pass, then I see someone plugging something, the laptop or gadgets
You
there.
feel
I feel overwhelmed.
yes,
And
yes,
it's the greatest feeling
yes.
ever to me.
That's nice. That's nice. I personally went there and I saw it. I was like, wow, that's a new improvement. I hope all will be done at all the lovers bench on campus.
Yes,
Yeah,
that's what we are
surely
looking
that will be
forward
done.
to.
And what about the decisions you make, the policies you've implemented that are cannot be seen, but you want people to know that this is what you've done?
Okay, so under the NUGS office, we understand the fact that, or probably I and my executive do understand the fact that leaving as a student, leaving this institution with just your certificate, that's the degree certificate, is nothing, because why should the companies take you instead of other people?
Yes.
So under the office of my NUGS treasure, we're able to do an online free course that's been met with Leniverse, which is a company that deals with teaching certificate courses.
Yes.
We got them to have a free tuition. We got them to give us a free tuition, and the student just pay for that certificate at a minimum cost, such a way that when the students are leaving, if not for anything, they have a certificate that shows that they underwent training in, let's say, software development. They did Python, they did this, they did that, just to actually so that on the job market they are not just them, they are unique.
Yes, very true, very true, very true. So I'll urge you out there, to get involved, to get to know what she is doing on ground, and get yourself involved. So when you go to the job markets out there, you'll be unique. Asani Mutiya is unique. So now, coming to student worries and student cries, you coming to step forward to go for the SLC president, and you also being the NUGS president currently. People have been crying, the hostel fees, academic stress. What are you actively doing about it?
Okay. So with academic stress, I guess with stress, using stress as a way, that's answering that question. I guess stress is part of everyone's life.
Yeah.
That is my own ideology. And I feel like even if I'm supposed to sleep in my room and wake up in the evening, I'll be tired. That is stress. And so with stress, that's encompassing stress is it's something I feel like everyone is the mentality that's to me.
Yes.
Because if I should say, oh God, I'm so tired, I can't walk, I can't go to this room and ask about this student, at the end of the day, the time gets wasted and it's all also stress.
Yes,
So it's just probably putting it in your mind that whatever you are doing is no stress. You're just doing it until it's over. The only stress probably we can identify and talk about would be mental stress.
That's good. What about
The hostel fees.
Yes.
The hostel fees, I believe, is supposed to be something that we are supposed to take nationwide and not just UMaT. Because if you do remember, when fee increments happened nationwide, that was when UMaT experienced a decrease in their fee payments. And so we are supposed to send it outside there. Because I do believe that the hostel managers feel like we have built our hostels and we are the ones to charge our hostels. So regardless, we'll charge whatever we want to charge. And I think SRC, NUGS is also part of SRC. That's something people don't know. So some of the achievements are being done together,
Yes.
like the library operating 247 and others. And so they usher the letter outside. You see, some students are in a haste to pay. That's not no fault of theirs, because I do understand how the hostels become full and people do struggle to get places to pay for. And so some of the students go ahead to pay. So when 2 or 3 people have made a payment into that hostel manager's account, now when we come down to hostel manager, kindly reduce the price. Even if he wants to, he doesn't see himself refunding the 3 people who have paid.
Yes.
He doesn't see himself doing that. I think money is something else. When it enters the account, it's a difficulty coming out. And so I think that journey is not a journey of one. That journey is a journey of we all coming together. We all are students.
Yes.
Even if you should have the money in your account, we all coming together and saying that okay, this is what we want to do. This nobody should pay fees before this. We are getting probably the minister for housing and this to come analyze the buildings. See, because the fact that it's in Takwa doesn't mean we all are rich.
Very true.
Some
Very
of us
true.
are from different places, backgrounds,
yes.
and we have to come and compromise. And the fact that we don't even have a good place to rest affect our academic life and academics too, which
Very
is
true,
not
very
something
true,
that
very
is
true, very true.
suitable.
So not to let you spill the beans, Eddie.
Okay.
What will you do differently instead of the host office when you come into power as the SRC president?
What would I do differently?
Yes.
I think first, what I would do differently before I do come is to write letters to the Minister for Housing to see how very much that could be kept, because I would want to have that ideology first before even giving it as a policy to the students. Before I give any policy, I'm supposed to confirm that I am not lying, because I would never want to deceive the students of UMaT, because they are so dear to my heart. And so I would first, that's what I would do first, write to them, understand, sit on the table with them, discuss, sit on the table with the school management, because I do know that they have a hand in everything that goes on. They have a say with the hostel pricing and everything, that we all come together to reach a consensus which would be suitable for both the students and the hostel managers.
Yes. So you out there crying about hostel fees, Sani Mutiya is here for you.
Yes.
So what advice will you give to 1100 students who is thinking of going for a position later in this one?
Okay, so I think one misconception that people do have is your CWA drops or you become academically so poor, and that's what I think deter people from going.
Yes.
Should I tell you that in my first year, first semester, I had my CWA. In my first year, second semester, I wasn't due agenda, but I did drop. And I think I did drop by 0.0 something. In my first year, second year, first semester, I was actively doing campaign and I increased above what I had in first year, first semester. In my second semester active campaign, I still increased. And so agenda cannot be academics cannot be a hindrance to you wanting to serve the people. You just have to have that zeal. As far as you have that zeal, then you wake up every single morning to do what you have to do to make sure you get there. That's something you should know. And it wouldn't hinder your academia as far as you know what your priorities are. Do you want a first class? You should know that by now. Do you want a second class upper? I wouldn't advise second class lower. That is my own. But if that is your strength, then that's fine.
Right. So you are there. I can't repeat what Mutiya said. You heard it clearly. So moving on to this environment.
Yeah.
What's your go-to spot on campus to release stress or to quiet time, you and you versus you? What's your go-to spot on campus? If not on campus, maybe outside campus.
I think I'm always on campus, lava benches. Not here. The lava benches exactly at the library. You see the library, there are some lava benches there. Not those ones. The ones in, I think it's not normally seen. Normally people don't know there are lava benches there. That's on the main road to, you see the auditorium is here, Fem's block. Opposite, there are some lava benches, and
yeah, I've seen.
I guess that's my quiet time location.
Right. So what's your motivation when you get up in the morning, when you're walking? What's that ringing in your head? What's that one quote or that one thing that's ringing in your head that edges you on in case you face a challenge or you face a battle? What's that pushing you? What's pushing you?
I think one thing that has always pushed me from being a child is the fact that I am fortunate. We are all fortunate because there's that little girl on that street, and that we are not fighting this world, or we are not fighting to get a first class or be who we are. Just, you are not supposed to have that mentality that you're fighting it just for you or your family. Sometimes I put it to me that I might be that one person be on that street, and that girl on that street might be me. Now if she was me, would she just sit down? So I do believe what motivates me is that I am not being me, or I'm not doing what I do just to better myself and my family. I'm doing what I do to save that girl or that boy on the street. I'm doing what I do to probably help that church mate who took my bag into their car. I'm doing what I do to help that shoemaker who mended my shoe. Because you just have to find motivation in the little things. That's the only thing that keeps me moving.
So you out there, Mutiya is for the people.
Yeah.
Mutiya is here for you. It's here for everybody. No criticisms, no hypocrisy, no exemptions. Everybody, Mutiya is for you. Now, Mutiya, I'm going to random questions.
Okay.
People will ask, So first off, Ronaldo or Messi?
Ronaldo.
Right, right. Gobe or Wache?
Watch it with a nice shooter. Have to be specific.
Very true, very true. Banko fufu.
Good fufu.
Good fufu. All right. So now musicians, Kwesiata or Luxury?
That's a hard one. I think I resonate more with Kwesiata.
All right. So who is your among the musicians, who's your favorite musician? Who would like to listen to cool you down, to release stress?
Release stress.
Maybe not in Ghana, maybe Nigeria, maybe outside Ghana, somewhere.
I think I'm not for Nigeria, but I can take Adele. That's foreign, and Ghanaian. I'll take now. I'm caught between Kwesiata and Luxury because I've already said I got taking one.
You
That's
can pick
option.
someone outside. Maybe outside there, Kwesiata and Luxury.
Okay. I think I'll black cherry. Yeah.
All right. That's good. Yeah, so we at this point we come to the end of the podcast. It's nice speaking to you, Sani Mutiya.
Likewise.
Yes. And you out there, hit the subscribe button, follow, share to other people who you feel want to go for a position. And anyway, you want to reach out to Sani Mutiya. Sani Mutiya, give us maybe a handle, maybe somewhere they can reach you on or something. Or where they can get you on campus.
On campus, they can get me in KT, that's room 102. And with my contact, I think they can get me via WhatsApp, contact and everything through my contact, or email at sanimutiya0@gmail.com. I'm available to all.
Right. Thank you. See you next time.
See you. Bye.